All right, it's 7:30 in the morning. Today's Sunday, and they invited me to. I've been invited from a lot of people, probably like I don't know 4 people already. They've been telling me to go to this event that's gonna happen in Bend. It's a car show, and there's gonna be a two-step competition. And we haven't, and we didn't won a trophy at the track. We're gonna try and see if we can win one over there. It's a two-step competition, and they've been inviting me over because they've been hearing the car at the track, so they've been saying, "You bring it over. You might take something that's pretty loud and whatnot." So we'll see. We're gonna go. I'm gonna wash it up, and we'll see if this thing can take a trophy home. So that's the goal for today. And I'll probably record a little bit out there if I see something interesting. I've never been to those because they're early. Usually I don't wake up till but for cars, we try to do what we can. So yeah, let's see what we can do. I'm gonna wash it up and then probably start recording once we're over there.
No, it's still front wheel drive.
Dude, this thing is crazy. It's a K series turbo. Jose, that looks like your exhaust.
It's different.
So is Jose's.
But it's still clutch driven, huh?
What is it? A K20 Z1. Look at that intercooler. And it is front wheel drive, huh?
Yeah, it's still front wheel drive.
Still front wheel drive. I don't know what transmissions they're using, but you can tell he's having fun. Look at the tires. Probably spins like crazy.
All the weights in the back.
This is nuts. This is crazy.
This is something.
What is it? It's home built?
Yeah, it's home built. He said he built to his house. I don't remember if he said at his house or in his shop.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that K series has no issues revving that high.
Talked to this guy. I think it was like 5 years ago.
That's a small Garrett. Huh? Yeah. Alright, so the only competition I wanted to join or participate was a two-step. The only ones that I have, or competition, is that Volkswagen. They say it's pretty rowdy. It's a VR6. And then Marco, it ain't that loud, but he's trying. And then I don't know about these guys. There's also a boosted BMW drifter car with a turbocharger, and this Mustang's pretty loud, but he doesn't have a two-step. I don't know if that counts. So yeah, we'll find out. And I told him I wanted to be last because I don't want to sit there and just destroy this engine or damage that engine. So I'm gonna go ahead and just chill back, relax, and probably they're gonna put me against the one that says. Go. What? There's no way.
You can go back to
Hey.
you can park somewhere back over there.
They robbed you, dude. Your car is louder. So if they rob you, they're gonna rob me too. They hate Hondas, dude. So don't feel ashamed. En otras palabras, date la vuelta y ya lárgate.
Hey, make sure everybody's standing back though. I don't want anybody to put this shit's
That is loud. I don't know.
For the BMW. Turn around for the Jetta. All right.
Alright guys, I was in the car, I didn't, damn, that music is loud. I was in the car, I didn't record, but we actually won the competition. It was between me and that Subaru. Yeah, I think we took it, everybody voted for us. So it's gonna be pretty good. Nice to take home a trophy. Special big thanks to cousin Danny for letting me borrow this. It wouldn't have made, I wouldn't have been here without him. My car is not nearly done, but thank you, dude.
All right, this car belongs to the dude that's in charge at our local track. He brought this car over because he was overheating fast, and the reason why it was overheating was because the water pump was leaking really bad. It was leaking bad, like, well, through the water pump, obviously. It was dripping a lot. So he brought it over, and he told us he thought it was a head gasket. So I quoted him, you know, 650 bucks. I quoted him a little bit cheaper to replace the head gasket, and I told him while we pull the head out, I'll let you know if he needs a timing belt, and if he needs a timing belt, might as well as do the water pump. Well, it was all backwards. If I would have been anyone else, I could have just replaced it all and then charge him, you know, for it. But I'm not that type of guy. The car came in, it was dripping big time, it was leaking through the water pump. So I told him he needed a water pump. He said, okay, let's do the water pump and the timing belt since you're at it. As soon as we removed the water pump, you guys can check this out. This guy caught it right on time. Look at that. The timing belt it's seeing a lot of miles, a lot of days. So anyways, we replaced the water pump and timing belt. We got the kit, replaced everything. The car runs fine, it doesn't overheat. And we had it ready, we washed it, and we had it ready to turn it in. But then I started noticing it leaves bigger, it drips water still, and we thought it was the one that was, you know, on the radiator, because it runs through the radiator. So we thought it was that, or on the frame. So we washed the engine, and then the car's still dripping, and I'm peeking and I'm looking, and you can see it squirting as we speak. You can see it right there, it's squirting.
Look at that. So that's why it's very important for always leave a car running and test it. I was about to go test it, but like I said, I saw the water, the coolant. I saw the coolant dripping and dripping more. So imagine me, I do the water pump and I finish the car. The car's been here for 2 days, and I turned the car in. Imagine how that would make me look, you know, because I replaced it, and I'm gonna charge him and I replaced. And now with this video, I'm gonna show him that the car has another ripped hose. I'm not gonna charge him for it because it's a small hose that goes from there. It's very small hose. I've seen them before when I remove those. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna replace that hose, and I'm gonna show him the video, and I'm not gonna charge him for it because we have plenty of hoses here. But that's why it's very important. The car sat here for, I don't know, 30 minutes. The fans kick on. Always make sure the fans kick on. The fans kicked on. Everything seemed fine, but we didn't like that it was dripping more than what we thought it was left on the subframe or the engine, whatever. Because every time we pour it, usually it drips on the radiator and on the plastics. So always make sure you do your job right. Always test drive the car, leave it running. Always wait for those fans to kick on. Check the temperature. If it's been more than 10 minutes and the fans don't kick on, something is wrong. So yeah, definitely has another issue where that hose ripped, and we're gonna replace it. Do everything again, leave the car running, fill it up, let it burp, and drive it around and make sure it doesn't leak, and then we turn it in. Otherwise, I don't turn them in unless they're aware of it. If he was to come and say, hey, I'll replace that, I know it's leaking, then it's okay. But he said fix it because it's my daily driver, it's my work car, and I gotta fix it. I gotta make it right. Let's just not assume, and you know, it was leaking from out here, that's where it was, and replace it. And no, that's not how it works. Gotta make it right. Gotta take your time. All right, they brought me this car. I sold this car probably in 2009 or 10, I believe. I sold this car to this guy. I used to own a tire shop, and when I owned that tire shop, I was trying to make a little bit more money, because at the tire shop you're there all day, and whatever comes in. So that's where I started, buying and selling cars. And I sold this car to this guy. It was a nice car, probably like the one you guys saw I sold in my previous video. It was mint. It looked like a one owner. And anyways, long story short, he said he gave it to his brother. His brother's not probably, I don't know what he's into, but you can see the car is in bad shape. And anyways, the reason why this car is here, it's because it seems like they camouflaged it. They painted it. He said they tried to paint it chameleon, but I don't know, man. This is wrong. He said they bought this paint, and the paint was like chameleon. The car originally was like forest green or something, that green. It was just like that one I had that I sold. It was that color. So yeah, this car is beat up, and I kind of have an idea what that is. Somebody probably puked. So yeah, it is nasty, man. This car is gross, but it's here because it needs a transmission. I sold them the transmission, and they were gonna put it on themselves, but then they decided it was too much work. They thought it was like replacing a starter or an alternator, and so they brought it back, and they said, hey man, why don't you just, we bought the transmission from you, but why don't you just do the whole thing? How much more? I sold them the transmission for $250. It's a manual LX, DX LX, and I had like three of them out in the back. So he says, hey man, how much are you charging me? And I told him $300 to install it, and he brought it back, and we have to do the transmission. This is a pretty beat up car, but the only reason they want it is fuel efficiency, economy, and reliability. So I'm pretty sure the only reason why that transmission gave out is a lot of times, the seal goes bad, axle seal goes bad, and they keep driving it like that, and he leaks all the transmission and starts whining. He says he whines and he kicks a few gears. So we're gonna throw it in the shop and do the transmission and fill it up with oil, and man, it is beat up, and get it out of here as soon as possible. I thought I was excited because I had finished those 2 cars over there, and then this dude shows up. This basic scene is and then the previous hatchback do that body. What's up, player? I don't know what cluster that is, but I gave him that cluster for $50 just because he bought the car and the wheels off of me. Big old difference. He says he's gonna get some nice parts for it too.